Andrew from The Cheap Trekker, a channel where we talk about travel and adventure. As someone who's been scuba diving in beautiful reefs and seen trash float by, or been snorkeling with dolphins and see them dive after garbage, taking care of the environment has become important to me. This week, in celebration of Earth Day, we're going to give you guys some tips on how you can be more eco-friendly. The first thing you can do is reduce the amount of waste that you make. Large cars and large houses take a lot of energy to keep running, and by driving a slightly smaller car, living in a slightly smaller house, you can save a lot of energy, which saves a lot of waste. It can also save you a lot of money. That's one of the biggest things that my wife and I have been able to save money on, which has allowed us to travel. You can also buy high quality items. I used to always buy the cheapest of everything, and it didn't last long. But I learned that sometimes spending a little bit more will get you a better product, which will last a lot longer and is less waste because you don't need to throw it away. Another thing you should try to reduce is your use of plastics, especially single-use plastics. They can take hundreds of years to decompose, and even if you do dispose of them properly, they can end up blowing out of a landfill, blowing out of your recycle bin, and ending up in our waterways, which ultimately can end up in the ocean and quite possibly in a sea turtle's stomach. We had the opportunity to visit the turtle hospital in Marathon Key, where we saw turtles recovering from their injuries due to trash. And second is reuse. Make sure to donate or sell any used items that you can, and also make sure to buy used if you can. Anything that you buy is used is avoiding the landfill. One of our largest areas of waste is food and drink. Lately, there's been a push for metal straws instead of plastic, which is great. I mean, we have some metal straws ourselves. But the fact is, compared to fast food or plastic water bottles, a straw really isn't that much waste. If you compare that to the size of a water bottle, pretty big difference. And a water bottle is something that you can refill and reuse so that you don't have to throw away plastic bottles all the time. The other thing is just try to support your local cafes that have biodegradable dishes for takeout, or better yet, washes their dishes so that there's less trash. For us, one eye-opening experience that we had is we spent 2 weeks on the Bay Islands of Honduras, and at those islands there's not a lot of place to go with trash, and so everything got reused. Glass bottles, metal straws, and not much trash. You go out to eat, it was all plates that got washed, forks that got washed. And then we flew home and landed in Texas on our layover. We went to get some fast food because that's really all that there was. And I was shocked by the pile of trash that I had when I was done eating. Third is recycle. You should reduce and reuse as much as possible because oftentimes our recycle items actually end up in the landfill. They either cost too much or are too dirty to recycle, and so they have to throw them out. You should check with your local recycler to see what's accepted and to make sure that it's clean so that it can be recycled. And most importantly, don't litter. My wife and I started carrying a bag and picking up trash as we're hiking, and it's shocking how much trash there is outside. Don't do that. All of us should evaluate what areas it is that we can reduce our waste. For us, it was K-cups and paper towels. We realized we could use a rag instead of a paper towel and we could save a tree. It starts with you. It's easy to point fingers and be like, big companies need to make less trash, the government needs to make different laws so that people stop polluting. But the fact is, we all have something we should work on. If you're drinking from plastic water bottles and eating fast food regularly, and worse yet, throwing your trash out the window, you really shouldn't be pushing for the Green New Deal. Instead, you should focus on what you can do to make a difference. How can you reduce your waste and make the planet a better place? Don't forget to like this video, and in honor of Earth Day, share this video and subscribe to my channel.